And when you do that, your scars will heal somebody's wounds.
Amen. Thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you.
Last point. Last point, point number 3, and then we're going to serve communion. Last point. Scars minus grace equals guilt. Scars minus grace equals guilt. Scars minus grace equals guilt. That's the equation. Scars minus grace equal guilt. See, when I experience something that leaves me wounded and scarred without the grace of God, I get stuck in the prison of guilt. Amen. I'll get stuck in guilt. When I experience something that leaves me hurt, wounded, cut, and I do not receive the grace of God, which is why even when you find yourself wounded, hurt, cut by different circumstances, different situations, you can't allow bitterness to come in, because when bitterness hits your life, what happens is bitterness, it becomes a barrier to you receiving the grace of God. So you have to leave your life open to receive God's grace. But now, here's another equation if you can receive this. Scars plus grace equals glory. Scars plus grace equals glory. So scars minus grace equals guilt. Scars plus the grace of God equals glory. And it's the grace of God that makes the difference between you drowning in guilt and you being somebody who radiates the glory of God. It's the grace of God. And this is why many of us, we need our lives to be reconditioned by God's grace. Because the grace of God, what it does is it frees you to come out of the prison of guilt. So that you become a living testimony, or you become a living reflector of the glory of God. Is the best way of saying it. Look at 2 Corinthians. I told you to go 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse number 6. You know what grace is. Grace is power beyond your own ability. That's what grace is. Grace of God is power beyond your own ability. And see, without grace, you're nowhere. Now, through God's grace, you can be reconditioned. So that when life has scarred us, you get better, not bitter. Understand? See, the devil's objective is always that as you get hurt, cut, wounded, to put you in a prison of guilt so that you don't fulfill your destiny. But now, Jesus came and he died for you so that your spiritual reflexes can be reconditioned with his grace, so that you're no longer a prisoner of guilt, but you become a praiser, abounding in the glory of God. Now look at somebody, tell them, scars plus grace equals glory.
Scars plus grace equals glory. Amen.
Now, 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse number 6. It says, for God who commanded the light to shine out in darkness, have shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. For God who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, have shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. Now, Paul writes to the Corinthians, and while he's writing, he's under a great deal of persecution and stress. But notice, look at the verse and notice what he says. He tells the Corinthian church that just as surely as God called light out of darkness in creation, he's done the same for us in our hearts in conversion. And furthermore, the avenue that he used to accomplish this, and he says something specific, was the face of Jesus Christ. And what he's saying is that through the countenance of Christ, we can experience the grace of God. That through the countenance of Christ, we can experience the grace of God. See, there was a time when darkness reigned in our lives, yet his face shined upon our hearts, and now you and I, we can see. The darkness has been removed. I'm going to ask if BJ would hit me with some music, some worship music. Everybody bow your heads.